As someone who was betrayed at a very young age, who grew up without a support system, who had to maneuver through life like an orphan without anyone to guide, it was a really tough road. My setbacks made me, and a lot of people ask me why I started I Am Visible. Why did I start Project Visible? And it's because of how I was treated and how I saw others being treated with these conditions and trying to hold it down as strong as they could, but feeling totally gaslighted, not acknowledged, and not taken seriously for conditions that completely impact the entire body and can cause so many other diseases besides the condition itself. As someone who was raped at a very young age, had a gun to my head, wrongfully convicted, and being able to pick myself up again and go through life, not being able to find a job, not being able to find support I needed, and everything just seemed like a transaction without anyone having my back besides myself. And as I grew older, I started advancing, getting more credentials. I started outworking people. I was willing to outwork anyone to be able to reach my dreams. But autoimmune had left me debilitated. And I didn't want to be the victim. I didn't want this illness to define what I could do and what I couldn't do. And I was the only one that had myself. I didn't have anyone to support me financially or physically, so I had to make moves. I had to overcome these conditions in order to be able to support myself and perform in one of the most highest performing communities, Silicon Valley, that you can think of. And they did not care about autoimmune. They didn't even acknowledge it. And as soon as they saw that I had any sort of slight lack of devotion, I would have been kicked out and I would have to move on to the next job. And then I remember my father had died, and my sister, who's a healthcare professional, took all of the inheritance that he had left behind, millions of dollars. And when I had asked the courts, asking them to give me medical assistance when I was in need with autoimmune, they didn't respond. They didn't even respond to my doctors. And all these inhumane experiences connected the dots and created the fuel within me to really go out there and help others who are facing the same injustice, whether it may be in their families, in the workplace, in social settings, in all sorts of areas of their life, because I've been through A through Z adversity. And autoimmune was the least of my concerns, even though I was trying to get through life with 5 conditions and overcoming those 5 conditions to be able to then help others who are struggling in this way. And I remember when people didn't take me seriously, they didn't believe me when I told them what I was struggling with, they didn't care at all. And that lack of compassion really got to me. And it was like, why am I not being understood? Why is it that I'm putting in 3 to 4 times more effort to fit in and compromising my own health in order to fit in and be accepted by people, and then just to be kicked out, just to be left abandoned, or just to be fired from another position? And even friends, as soon as they saw that I wasn't drinking alcohol or I didn't live their lifestyle, I was automatically outcasted. Even in other settings and events, when I was interacting with investors and interacting with employers, and as soon as they saw that I wasn't relatable, I wasn't the fun type, and my life revolved around my health, I was dropped in the bucket. And I don't understand why it has to be this way in a world that should have that compassion, that should hold that space for people who are struggling. with these conditions, because the road is not easy for them, and to go above and beyond to destroy their lives further is creating more stress on their bodies to a point where it's almost irreversible. So I encourage you to join the movement I Am Visible, because I fought for justice. I fought for acceptance. I fought every battle when I dealt with autoimmune to be able to stand up for myself in ways that I want to help others be able to receive the acceptance around these conditions. They should never have to compromise their health in order to fit in. They should never have to put in 3 to 4 times more effort and not be able to gain acceptance. Why is it that they're judged or criticized when you're putting them against someone who's completely healthy? It's not fair. And I want to do something about it. I'm creating this movement. I Am Visible, and I'm excited to have you join it. Share your story, and I'll talk to you soon.